broadcast network, AFTERBUZZ TV. Over 20 million weekly downloads in over 150 countries, and your number one source for after-show entertainment. AFTERBUZZ TV, the destination for TV superfans. Producing after shows for over 300 of your favorite TV shows, interviewing celebrities and showrunners, and bringing you behind-the-scenes exclusives. All thanks to E! Entertainment's Maria Menounos, producer Kevin Undergaro, and internet leader Akamai. Now, let the buzz begin!
If you know the words, sing along.
I do, but I'm the only one old enough.
Welcome to the AFTERBUZZ After Show for Biggest Loser. This is Ready, Set, Auction, Shipshape. I am Fallon, your host. You guys can find me at fitwithfallon.com, at fitwithfallon on Twitter and Instagram, and you can find me on another fitness show called Fit to Fat to Fit on A&E on Tuesday nights. But today, we're here to talk about Biggest Loser with my two favorite co-hosts. Introduce yourselves.
Well, thank you. We're your only two co-hosts,
I know,
so that's the thing.
Well, we're getting another one next week. So.
Yes, we are.
So you're my favorite too.
I'm Chris Howard, and you can reach me on at Chris Howard Live. You can also find me at legendarylivingdaily.com for all sorts of fun tips on how to make your life work. And I'm thrilled to be here too. We got a big show.
Yes.
And I'm Shaka Smith. You can find me at Shaka Strong on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. And yeah, let's get into it.
And we love Shaka Strong.
And I apologize, I wasn't able to come last week, and last week was Shaka's birthday. So everybody tweet and celebrate Shaka's birthday. He is 21 years old today.
Yes. No.
Last week.
You're kidding.
So tell us about your birthday. I know you're vegan and you are a fitness, enthusiast. How did you spend your birthday? Did you go all in and eat all the dirty, unclean foods that you can find?
No. So I just began my vegan journey this January. So it was like a celebration of that journey.
Oh.
And so yeah, I've just been enjoying really good vegan food. Whole Foods. It has been kind of my pocket, but it's been very healthy for me.
Yeah.
So I've just been making a lot of different vegan fare, and so you just got to stay committed to it. But
So did you have cake?
No cake.
No cake.
If
So
he
what
was
did
on The
you
Biggest
like?
Loser, he made the right choice.
This is
right?
true.
If this was a competition.
This is true. So what did you have? Did you?
No, I made a traditional meal that's from Jamaica.
What's that?
We have ackee and saltfish, which is like a national dish of Jamaica. And so my mom sent me some ingredients, and I used ackee, which is like a vegetable that grows on a tree. It might be considered a fruit. And then I made some dumplings that go along with it, but I used almond flour to make the dumplings.
Nice.
Jamaica? Was there a little... what is it? The national weed of Jamaica? Did they mix that in? No, man, no.
PG.
This is PG.
Censored.
Jerk sauce? Was there jerk sauce?
That would be vegan, but no.
Was there jerk sauce?
Yeah, of course.
Jerk
All right,
sauce.
so speaking of Jamaica, all I think about when I think of Jamaica is sand and the sun and the beach.
Yeah.
And it's so funny because in this episode, it opens up on the beach and there's some bidding going on, which was very interesting. So each contestant got biggest loser bucks. Everybody was given $500. And, our host, Bob, he, was hosting the auction and he had different things that he could give away. And one of the bids was a family vacation. Wait, hold on. I took notes. I actually paid attention this time. So let's see. All right. So
This is the Bahamas, I think.
Yes. So it was a family vacation to the Bahamas. Another one was like a questionable box. Another one was like a spa day, mani-pedi. So there was a lot of different things. And then they also had immunity and they had a 1 pound or growing pound advantage. And so it was very interesting to see who was going to bid on what.
And, I feel like they really set me up this episode.
Yeah. They set you up.
I feel they set me up.
They were the producers who were thinking about this. How do we get Shaka?
Because I don't know if they have a sense of who's like the favorite, but obviously my two favorites were Colby and Toy. My huge
Toy,
favorites, right?
yeah.
So Toy gets the what? She got the growing pound advantage.
Yes.
The growing pound.
Yeah. And Kobe, he got the immunity.
Yep.
So in my mind, I thought, oh, this is so great. My two favorite players are safe. I'm gonna love this episode.
Yeah. Yeah.
And as we know, Toy.
Wait!
But
Don't
you
give
did
away
love
the
it.
ending yet.
Oh, he was going to give the ending away.
The ending of the show. But yes, a very surprise ending. If you didn't watch and you're getting your scoop from us,
gotcha.
we'll give it to you right after this.
So you can't reveal the punchline of the joke first. And but here's the thing: is I'll tell you, this was my favorite episode so far. This was really
I agree
good.
with you.
Yeah.
It was so good. I took notes.
I was so upset.
You were so
I was upset the entire time.
Come
It
on.
was so good.
You turned around in the end. You liked it.
Yeah,
right?
I liked it, but I was just upset. My emotions were up and down.
Another bid was you can get a loved one flown in.
Oh, yeah.
And Erin, who has a boyfriend who is probably missing him like crazy, she was able to bid all of her money and win that bid. So she stayed at a beautiful hotel with her boyfriend for one night. Yeah. But it kind of screwed up her head. I feel like everybody who bid on luxurious things, I feel like their focus wasn't there in the workout. Because they're thinking, oh, I'm gonna see my boyfriend, or I'm gonna go get a mani and pedi and a spa day, and I feel like they weren't mentally really there.
Well, the mental game started right from the beginning of the show. Because what they were doing was they were, and I was going, what's with this game?
Yeah.
What are they doing? They're just bidding on things. They gave them $500 each, Biggest Loser bucks, and you saw that the types of luxuries that they were bidding on were different types of things. And I was going, there's got to be a game to it. Why would they give you a trip to the Bahamas? Why would they give? And then you find one as a private day with Bob Harper.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Yes.
That one was a good one.
You got to wonder what was causing people to make their choices, and then how it would play out later in the show. That was a fun part.
I don't think they knew ahead of time.
They didn't know ahead of time.
Right? But Felicia and Jackie got the full spa day, and they did quite well at the weigh-in.
Yes, exactly.
So sometimes it can be a reset, but it's really about, I think, your mental mindset going in. Because for me, in that situation, getting a loved one in, that would actually motivate me to do it even harder. Yeah.
See, I would have never flown a loved one in. I feel like my boyfriend's going to be upset. But no, I feel like I am here to work. I am here. You will have me and the best of me when you see me when I'm done and I'm off of this show. But it is game time. You have a once in a lifetime to do this.
See, that's the thing.
You got to go all in. You go hard and go home.
I would have said, you know what? Bring me some vegan chocolate cake, and that'll really that'll get me going.
See, I'm with Fallon because I think that unless you're playing the game full out, like every second counts here. Yeah. So if you're bidding for if you're going to take $500, it's like, okay, what are they setting up here, and what's going to give me the advantage in the game?
Exactly.
And so some people were in it.
And I feel like, again, some of these people, you got to remember, they have an addiction to food. Mm-hmm. So if you had an alcoholic, and you're at a program,
I'll bid for the whiskey.
Exactly. You know what I mean?
Assuming your loved one is supportive of you losing the weight, assuming they are, I would think it could be a good thing. Assuming that they're like all gung ho. If I'm the loved one coming in, you're gonna lose that weight.
Well, we saw that Erin still, I think, on the first weigh-in, she still did well.
The first one,
yeah. And that was after her boyfriend was flown in, and she said she was going to burn extra calories.
Yes.
So
yes.
Apparently,
PG, yeah.
Apparently she did.
I thought it was interesting, Dolvett, he was pissed when he found out that, two of his members of his team were at this spa day. Yeah. Toy and Kobe, is that it?
No, Felicia and Jackie, right?
Oh, I wrote the wrong one.
Yeah, Felicia and Jackie.
Yeah, so he was pissed, and I already know he kind of had this, back and forth with Felicia. So then she picks a spa day. I'm like, what is she thinking?
I think when we saw in the workout, though, they really showed up in the workout.
Yeah,
they really did.
Jackie,
and Jackie was like motivated.
Yeah,
and they kind of put it in his face too.
Yeah.
And it was
they did.
But that's the thing that kind of got me. I don't know if you guys were throughout the show attempting to guess or figure out what's this luxury. How is that luxury going to affect their workout? Yeah. How's it going to affect the results? And ultimately, with like the spa day, they went to the spa day. They got the reset, like you said, and they came and they showed up and they did the deal. Yeah. They did it.
And what I say about Dolvett being that like tough love type of guy, I think when you have that tough love attitude, they took their spa day, but they knew they had to show up and work.
Yeah.
And now they wanted to work for him.
No, that's true. And then maybe they needed a mental break from Dolvett. I think if you have somebody who...
You're with Dolvett, you need a break.
Exactly. You know, maybe if you're with Jen, it's a little... but maybe they really did mentally need to just woosah and then come back.
I think we forget that they've been there, 6-7 weeks. So it's like we watch the show.
We're like, this is week 3. What are you talking about? You've been there for 3 weeks. You're good.
Episodes. So you kind of feel that way, but then you forget they've already been there for a month
that
and a
is
half,
true.
and they have another month and a half to go.
And I mean, if you take that month and a half and you say, bring it out to real life, and you say a month and a half after a month and a half after a month and a half, I think the real lesson there is you get to treat yourself like an Olympic athlete. If you're working out and you're doing that type of thing, the spa day isn't necessarily going to hurt. The, going out and doing, what were some of the other ones? There was, you had the spa day, you had the day with Bob Harper. Both of those were really healthy.
The other ones were actually really healthy. You had the KitchenAid, so you got all the appliances for your kitchen.
Right.
We got the Trek bicycles.
Or the trip for the family after the show. That would probably, if I was going to bet on a trip, it would be after. Once,
Yeah, well, and that probably, in fact, I think it did increase the motivation because it was Steven who got that.
And he just wanted to,
and he lost a ton moving up to the midway. So it did motivate him, even though I thought, boy, that's probably one of the stupidest things you could bet on. It worked for him.
Yeah. Kobe, he won immunity, and it was very interesting. Jen did not want him to use his immunity. What? You're like,
Kobe was over on Team Dolvett, so it was toy. It was.
Oh,
toy.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
My notes are so bad.
That's all right.
I don't know what I was doing.
Hey, we got you covered, girl. We got you covered.
It's the names. I still haven't learned all that. That's it.
So it was Jen didn't want Toy to use her
1 pound advantage.
That's what it was.
Yes,
it was the 1 pound advantage.
I think Kobe had immunity for that week only.
But it worked in his favor.
Well, it did probably in his favor.
Yeah, his favor.
I don't know if he would have been below the line though.
I see.
He wiped it off the screen.
No, but it's all gamesmanship because it served him better at that point to have a lower amount of weight loss. In fact, the Biggest Loser in Australia, apparently they had somebody who got immunity and this is a few years back, but they watered up, so that they would be overweight when it came time for that weigh-in, and then they shred all the water weight for the next weigh-in.
Yeah, that's what you do.
They actually got kicked off the show in that one in Australia for doing that. Yeah,
I mean that's a little too much gamemanship, right? Yeah,
that's total gamemanship.
You know what's funny for my weigh-ins for my TV show? Every week when I was gaining the weight, I had to gain so much weight. I'd do the same thing. I just drink tons of water.
Did you really?
But then it would suck because a couple days later that goes away, and then you got another weigh-in next week. So eventually you have to really gain that weight.
Can we show a picture here of you in the magazine?
Yes. So if you guys are at a store, you want to pick up US Weekly, I am on page... Let's see.
I think you might have to get real close to the camera.
Yeah, I'm on page 54.
This is wild.
Yeah.
Look at that. Here, Jessie. Yeah, one second. You gotta check this out.
Oh, no. He's gonna show you the close-up. I gained so much weight. Oh my goodness, it's a little blurry.
It's a little blurry.
Oh, there you go. So it's my before and after. They interviewed all of us trainers from Fit to Fat to Fit. So if you haven't watched the show, if you love Biggest Loser, you are going to love Fit to Fat to Fit because it has everything that Biggest Loser has in the sense that you have these clients who have these great, passionate stories of why they want to and need to lose weight. And then you have us trainers who really put ourselves in our clients' shoes and we gain weight in order to lose the weight with our clients.
Wouldn't do it. Nope.
And it was so eye-opening, and I realized from that.
Belly opening and thigh opening.
Yes, all that stuff. But on top of all that, I just didn't realize how quickly eating unhealthy could affect my health. Not only just packing on pounds, and it was just, you got to watch. So every Tuesday night, I think it's 8 p.m. or 10 p.m. Check, who your cable provider is, satellite, whoever you have, and let me know your thoughts.
You're covering all bases there. And if you have uplines or downlines, please send the links to them.
Or you can go to AETV.com and watch our previous shows there. So I will be towards the end of the season. I'll let you know when it comes on. But okay, back to Biggest Loser.
Back to the thing.
So
Yeah, go.
Jackie, she's the one who won her one-on-one with Bob.
Yeah.
Is that correct? Yeah.
I think she was the smartest
Yeah,
one.
I did too.
I didn't realize it was a one-on-one workout. I thought it was just a conversation. So she got there and he put her to work.
Yeah.
She had a day with him.
Yeah,
I didn't realize
she had
it
a
was
day
like
with
a
him.
workout.
And
That
I
great.
was just looking at his, garage gym, and I was like, I need one of those.
Yeah.
That is pretty awesome. But what I loved about it is sometimes you don't really get to know the individuals on the show because there's so many of them. So it was nice to kind of really get to know Jackie on another level. What we learned about her is that, she was basically raised by her father, and he ended up dying at 26. And he was, a big marathon runner.
So was he 26 or was she 26?
She was 26.
Yeah.
She was 26.
she was
So when she was 26, he died.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
So when he died, she turned to food, and she just started, I guess, expressing all her grief and all her pain through food. And she feels like, dang, like I didn't even turn to working out or becoming a runner, like he was. And it's just sad to see how it manifests and how till this day she's still, hurting from the situation.
And beyond that, her child. And so you see that
Right.
cycle. Yeah. So, and I think that was sadder because, children usually don't really have much of a choice in their food choices. You just don't know
And you
it's
see
a
her
child.
child's overweight already.
Yeah,
But I thought Bob nailed it. When he said, now this is why we're doing this, so that your child can see you and say, that's my mother, that's, she's doing the deal, I want to be just like her. And I have to say, the whole episode impressed me. Jackie made the best choice. She's my new favorite, by the way. Jackie, I don't know, do you guys have a different favorite now? Or?
I was so.
I do like her. I don't know if she's my favorite.
He's still stumbling. He doesn't know yet. Man. Colby disappointed.
Colby just really disappointed me this episode.
Yeah.
Really, man.
Now Jackie took it from me, and I think she made the smartest choice in the bidding. And here she is. She gets that private day with him to really be pushed beyond her limits, so that she knows what she's capable of moving into the future. I think that was brilliant.
Yeah, that was pretty good. So for the last chance workout for the first half of this Biggest Loser episode, they were doing tire flips, which I love.
Yeah.
You guys do those?
Yes.
So much fun.
Do you see these
Really?
guns? No.
Hold on, do that again.
No. Shaka, show your guns. Go ahead. Yes.
Oh my gosh.
I just like because they look cool. They make
Yeah.
it cool.
And you feel like just like, like you feel,
You feel like a man.
Yes.
Right, Fallon?
Yes. A woman.
A woman.
Yes. So I thought that was pretty cool. And then, so they had to pick a couple team members to do, I think it was like the step ups on the tire or something like that. So it was Aaron and Roberto.
Roberto, yeah.
Yeah. So Aaron and Roberto were going at it head to head, and it was getting close.
And we saw Steven on the opposite end.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
And did you notice that Erin had perfect form? Her arms were going up. She was working with
She
it.
was
And
doing
you're watching
good.
Roberto's just kind of clumsy like I would be.
But Roberto won.
Yeah.
No, actually, Aaron won.
But he almost caught up.
He almost caught up. He was
Aaron
two.
won?
Yeah.
Oh, my notes.
He was double.
Roberto, he was 2 steps behind
he
in the
was
end,
double
and he
timing.
caught up for
Real
so much
close.
lost time.
Yeah.
But she was 2 steps ahead.
You know what it is? I was
close.
doing my makeup while watching the show and doing the notes. That was all off. I'll make sure to focus in and pay attention.
Sometimes I do the same thing. I'm like, what just happened?
And
What was
then,
that?
so then that team got the 1 pound advantage going into the weigh-in.
The 1 pound advantage. You know, I think sometimes as I'm watching this, that these advantages that they get and stuff are just distractions as well, because it pulls you off your game and off the idea of the need to lose everything and
that
as
was
much
Team
as you
Jen, yeah,
can,
that was Team Jen.
which is what ended up happening. Yeah, it's like we see with the immunity that Colby got, and with the pound advantage that Toy could have had. It pulls your mind out of the game. I think those were the only luxuries that really hurt them.
Yeah.
Really hurt them pretty badly.
But what do you think, like with Jen not advising Toy to use that 1 pound, her personal 1 pound advantage?
They made a big deal about that. About Jen not using that, and it adds drama to the mix. Jen felt bad about it. She felt like she had let Toy down. But the only reason why Toy left in this episode was the gamesmanship. The gamesmanship of Colby, the way they were playing the game. Because quite frankly, Vicky should have been the one to go. Vicky did go.
Remember, but Toy doesn't leave if she uses her 1 pound advantage.
I know,
She stays
but
on the show.
it's the game.
But she couldn't use it until after before the weigh-in, right?
She could have used it before the weigh-in.
But once you weigh in, you already chose I'm not going to use it.
Exactly.
It's too late.
But why?
But Jen advised her not to do it.
You know, I think Jen was just thinking for the future, like, oh, she probably worked out really hard. She got this, and it's going to grow. We'll save that until it grows.
I just thought,
I thought Jen thought, you know what? If she's got this out in her mind that she'll underperform.
Maybe.
Yeah, maybe. So she wanted to keep that eye of the tiger in her.
I thought that was
Dolvett thought it was a bad choice.
Yeah, see, this is the thing. I think Jen has been doing great this season, and this is her second season. But this is where Dolvett will show his seasonship.
Yeah.
He knows how to play the game. Jen just knows how to train. She doesn't really know the game yet.
I thought it was his tough love that is working now in his favor. Because when I was watching Jen in that first workout, she really looks like very, very friendly with everyone. Yeah. Like she's really become their friend, which I like. But I still see them having a healthy kind of distance from Dolvett in a good way, where they're working hard for him, but he still he counsels them. He makes sure that with Bob. Like Bob put Jackie through her paces in that one-on-one, but then he sat her down and they still had their moment.
Really close. Yeah, you mentioned this week. You mentioned that last week, rather, that there wasn't that professional boundary where you could have the respect.
He's a watchdog. I'm gonna have to really put in some work for this guy.
Yeah. I think Bob has the balance of both of them because he's been on the show for so long, so he knows exactly. Yeah. So it was interesting to see. I love that this episode was 2 episodes, and we're
trying to figure that out. Still.
I guess that's what's going to continue happening.
I don't know. I think they're just trying to keep us engaged. I'll take it. As many episodes I can get in one.
I was a half hour into the second one going, wait a second, is this 2 hours again?
Yeah, no, that's true. As long as it's a entertaining 2 hours, which I thought this one was. So I was happy. Unfortunately, for this episode, Toy was sent home, which she was my favorite going into this. She lost 4 pounds this week, but she didn't choose to use her pound advantage. So Vicky was, still on board. And I thought it was very interesting because as they're voting people off, it's very awkward to stay with your team when somebody was going to send you home.
When you have to sit at the table and they're revealing their votes.
We were talking about last week how it was kind of nice that it was just an automatic elimination. Like you just didn't do your thing. So
I think we did the week before, too. Yeah. They weren't voting people off.
I think
both weeks. We've been thinking that from the beginning, right?
No, 1 week they did.
Did they?
Yeah, they were voting them off. And then it was interesting to see, they're going back to voting them off?
Yeah.
And then obviously this is where I was very upset with Colby.
Yes, exactly. I was too.
He revealed himself throughout the episode. I mean, what did you guys think about when they were doing the bidding in the auction and he bid all $500 on that box?
Oh, well, that made sense to me.
Did it make sense? Why?
Because you're on The Biggest Loser, you feel like they're not there to screw you. You know what I mean? And all the prizes were so good.
Yeah.
I knew it was going to be a good
I knew it was going to be good.
It's not like Price is Right, where sometimes you pick behind the door and all of a sudden
you want a goat.
But again, when you're voting people to go home and you're a contestant on the show, at the end of the day, you want to win. So I feel like, I disagreed with Kobe, but he could have seen Toy as a threat.
When he voted her off,
Vicky, she's not really a challenge.
Well, that's what he said. He said that. He said, because what's his name? Bob asked, was this gamesmanship? And he said yes.
But this was the first time I think we've really seen gamesmanship. And because of the nature of the show, everyone's kind of just generally supportive of one another.
I have a theory.
What is it?
What do you guys think? Do you think that maybe because Richard left, that Colby's stepping in and playing that role more?
To be honest, I think it was always his intention to play to play that gamesmanship thing. It was just we hadn't seen it yet. Right. And I think when they're filming, they don't realize that Colby, he's filming this. He doesn't realize he's become America's favorite. He doesn't realize that.
Right.
Toy doesn't realize she's like one of the people everyone's rooting for. So as you're filming it, you're just kind of living it. And so in his mind, because he could have coasted, I thought, in terms of being everyone's favorite, doing well every week, and just everyone would just continue to love Colby.
Mm-hmm. His character changed in this episode.
Yeah. And so
because he was like this good old boy that you wanted to get behind.
I think he was always kind of looking for making sure he could win this whole
Yeah,
game.
and then all of a sudden he's throwing all of his money on the box, and then he wins immunity, and then he's not really going for it. I mean, there's no way that you'd only lose. He lost like 16 pounds the week before. Now he loses 4, and he votes off Toy, who's a bigger threat than Vicky.
And I think Jen knew it. So during the workout, we saw Jen go to Colby and say, "Come on, step up." You know?
All right, so we see into, I guess, the second half of this episode, they have a challenge that will literally float your boat. Yeah. And they had a yacht in the middle of the ocean in which the team that won would be on the yacht for a day, and they would get letters from their family. Now, if you're on the yacht, you get your letters from your family, but you cannot work out.
Yeah.
So that was the deal. So you can relax, have that family connection, read the letters, but you are not burning calories. So,
in fact, you're drinking mimosas.
Exactly.
Well, yes. That was the other side of that coin.
So I've been watching many seasons of Biggest Loser, and I think from previous seasons I would have done what other teams have done. If my team, I would want to get on the yacht to get letters from my family and to enjoy, but I would definitely have done a workout on the yacht.
Oh yeah, I would have been doing some kind of workout.
Listen to you guys. You're all over
You're
it.
on the yacht for a whole day. You can take an hour
so you
and
do
work
squats
out.
while you're drinking your mimosa. That's
you don't
the way
drink the mimosas.
And I think that's what caught me by surprise. Like, of course I want to go for the yacht, but then they had the food up there. I was like, why would they do that to them?
I know.
Even healthy, because they could have had a healthy fare.
Yeah. But it's temptations. It's like this is the things
I
you
would
see in
so
front of you.
feel. I would so feel. I have to, out of sight, out of mind. If I see it, I'm eating it.
And
it's so bad.
And you're on this beautiful yacht. Why not?
That was fascinating. So they did the competition was with the rowboat, or they weren't rowboats, they were Zodiacs that they paddled out to pick up the.
That's when we saw Jackie really pick up the buoys.
Yeah, so they
So
all picked it up.
They had to pull too, right?
It was like pulling in the buoys.
Yeah,
And
and it's 300 feet, so that's like what size of a football field.
Yeah.
That's and then you had to
put out some energy, but then when you win the yacht. When you don't, you get the gym. It's like, what's really winning?
Yeah.
I think 7 weeks in, that yacht's winning. 7 weeks in.
And see, and that's what you start to think. That's where I shifted a little bit. And you because you've been watching and hosting this since for
a couple seasons.
For a couple of seasons. I was going to say since the dinosaur days, but I wouldn't do that to you. I wouldn't do that to you. It's not true. But. So you have a historical sense of vision. You can see what's coming because you've seen it before.
Yeah.
For me, as I'm watching this, because I'm relatively new to all this, I'm looking at it going, okay. Obviously, the gym would be the thing that you'd want. The letters from home, okay, but I'm in a game.
Yeah.
But I think the letters from home give you that boost that you were talking about.
Yeah.
They can boost your spirit, boost your soul, and actually end up doing something good.
Yeah.
So,
because we saw Jackie when she saw the 5-year-old, her 5-year-old.
Oh man! So Dolvett's team wins, which is awesome because he doesn't win a lot. His team, and
this episode they did, but
yes,
usually,
they did. So, like you were saying, Jackie got her letter from her kids, and I think it was her son's first day of kindergarten, and it was so emotional. I can't imagine being a mom and you're missing your kid. It must be a struggle to think like, dang, I'm missing out on my kids, but I'm doing this to better myself as a mother and a person. So you have to think of what's ahead, in the long run, what this is really doing for the family.
It's so tough because the kids are young. Because Roberto mentioned he didn't know if his 5-year-old even understood that he was leaving for the show, or if he felt abandoned. Because how do you explain to your 5-year-old? Can they comprehend that you just didn't leave them?
I think the family helps to explain it to the kids. But I mean, when you're 5 years old, later on, those types of things do stand out in your memory, and it won't be that he left him at that time. It's going to be, hey, my dad went out there to go on this challenge to look great and feel good and
do right for me.
And do right for me,
So right now we are past the halfway point in the season of Biggest Loser. Dun, 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 dun. So, we're starting to see what I usually notice towards the end, the numbers when it comes to the weigh-ins. You don't have those big drops anymore. When you are losing weight, you do well in the beginning, and then sometimes you kind of just get at a standstill.
Hit a plateau or something.
You plateau. So for the next weigh-in, should we skip around or should we talk about Bob's check-in?
Bob's check-in where?
Yeah, I thought that was good with the group when he sat down.
So Bob did check in with the group. I think he's really like the therapist of the group, which I like.
He's playing that role.
Yeah, he definitely is.
I would say right before the check-in, you saw them working out in the gym, and this is the first time I've seen them all move differently. They all just look like they are like.
This is true.
I was just like,
they're
wow,
getting it now.
Yeah, not just looking. I mean, they're moving differently. They're becoming more athletic.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, Felicia. There's like this beautiful woman that's being revealed. Like I was thinking about that in terms of, and remember, she was the one that we were having all the problems with in the beginning, and she revealed in this episode a little of her background story. And it kind of put things in context for me. It was like, wow, she came from, she had a hard background story as well. But she's being, it's like, they said Michelangelo didn't carve David. He chipped away everything that wasn't David. There's this,
I like that.
There's this beautiful woman that's coming out that's been covered up. And I think it's amazing to see that. It's really neat to see for
Bob
Felicia.
Harper is the chiseler,
Yeah, she's just chiseling away, and this beautiful woman's coming out. Not to say that if somebody's overweight, they're not beautiful. But I think the real her is coming out.
And not only just physically beautiful, it's different when somebody loses, a significant amount of weight, not just physically, but the way they carry themselves, their confidence, their light begins to shine.
I think it's because of the mental work.
It is.
I think the whole thing's a mental game. I mean, it's like, it became more and more clear to me as they were going through. It's like, their psychology is going to determine whether they go to the gym or they don't. It's going to determine whether they continue or they don't. And that's why I think it's so critical that when you look at Bob sitting down with Jackie, it wasn't just the workout. He knew what to do. And that's kudos to you, Bob. He knew what to do. And talked to her about this whole turning point in her life where her father passed away and then she started to put on the weight. And we noticed that every single one of them has these turning points. And Toy said when she left the show, and she's continued to lose weight, and she looks great. And she said, I realized that the fear, I don't have to live in fear anymore, and that'll kill you faster than the weight.
Yeah.
And I think we saw a little bit of that with Lauren as well. She didn't even want to talk about, what was happening, what was going on.
She said, about her ex.
About the ex.
Because her son came, her son doesn't know her father, right?
And she just kind of shut down. And Bob was like, okay, you hold things close to the vest. I see it, But at the end, we saw that little reveal of her making that mental choice that she's going to focus on what is positive and shut out that.
See, I think that turning point is going to be crucial for them to really take care of themselves and get in great shape
after the show.
I know it to be true. I mean, I put on a bunch of weight when I had a business lost. I built a company up to the point where we had done $100 million in sales. We were
Dang!
We were doing $22 million a year. And I had a hostile takeover. I had people that, contracts were forged. All sorts of crazy stuff went on. And I started to balloon. It's like my weight started to go up. And when I held on to the anger and the resentment and all of that type of stuff, it starts to show. So I did jujitsu yesterday for the first time in 2 years. In 2 years for the first time. So gosh darn it, I'm getting in better shape.
When the mental changes.
Good for you.
No, I'm on the journey with you and with them. Shaka always looks good. Shaka always looks good.
It's always a journey.
Shout out to Shaka.
I'll never not be on the journey though. It's always
And
a
I think
journey.
that's what's so great about changing up that lifestyle is even when you think you're at your fittest or your healthiest, there's always another step. Like you going vegan. I was doing some research. Not that I can become vegan, but I had watched a TED Talk about somebody doing the 5-day vegan. So 2 days a week he eats meat, but if you do that, you're cutting out 70% of eating meat, and you're going to better your health and all that stuff. And I just thought, hey, maybe that's something I could do.
You always find areas that you can improve. It doesn't have to be vegan or the next thing or whatever. There's as long as you're improving daily. And I think
that's what you talked about before. You said those incremental changes.
Yeah,
making
those little
huge,
things.
Me going vegan has been a 3-year process. It's been 3 years.
Yeah, because you were pescatarian.
Yeah, at first I got rid of red meat, then I got rid of the rest of the meat. Then
These are all new terms. If you don't know what a pescatarian is, they eat fish.
This weekend, I am a big turkey.
You're not a turkey.
I'm a turkey person, yes. And I'll eat. I'm not against red meat. I'm not against, but I just don't eat it often because I know it's not that great for me. And this past weekend, for some reason, they didn't have, where I was, they did not have regular bacon. I mean, turkey bacon, so I had regular bacon. And I was just like, I can taste all the fat. I was like, this is nuts. I'm like, I am really changing.
How'd you feel afterwards, after you ate it?
I actually felt kind of gross. I'm not gonna lie.
And that's I mean, our taste buds are things that evolve and change. And just for the people in the house, it's the same way. When they start getting used to eating healthy food, like we saw Jen bring in the Lara bars with just the 3 ingredients. I think they had like dates and almonds and whatever.
No added sugars or anything like that.
And it's watching them realize this thing that's 3 ingredients was actually tasty, and you know, you start to change, your taste buds change, and the mental connections you make with food change.
And it doesn't mean they can't change back.
Oh yeah,
but as long as you stay on that track, they have to be habitual. It's like
I still love it. There was a time I never thought I would not eat bacon.
Me too.
No way. I love bacon.
But I've been eating turkey bacon for like 2-3 years now. So now I'm like, oh, that doesn't taste as good. I could like literally taste.
I went. I remember I went on a juice fast for 30 days, and I've never been a big fan of tomatoes, but I did a 30-day juice fast. By the way, I don't recommend doing it because I put everything back on. I mean, when I broke the fast finally, I was in Turkey, and I broke it with a pound of Turkish delight. Wrong way to break a fast, right? But I started to like tomatoes. I started to like the tastes were coming out and things that I never liked before because they were so nutrient rich. You know, so diet's such a big part of it. And why the only reason why I wouldn't recommend it is because it's kind of that binge and purge type mentality.
To be something
I do same thing with my clients. I tell them if you want to do something like that, do it for like a couple days, but don't do it any longer.
Your diet has to be something you can maintain.
Consistent.
And that's what this whole season's about, temptation. So like, can you maintain this healthy lifestyle in the face of these temptations? All
right, so let's talk about the final weigh-in of this show. I noticed that Aaron only lost 1 pound.
Oh, that was like the major disappointment, wasn't it?
Tragic understood.
Okay, so let's go talk about the other disappointments.
We'll get off of Aaron for a second, or we?
Who else do you want to talk about?
Let's see. Who did
For me, the whole weigh-in, I really loved Lauren when I said she changed her mindset, and Bob went over and hugged her. I thought that was just like a beautiful moment because it was a recognition of her that she was worth something.
Now, let's see, was it the last weigh-in when, because Lauren had she finally broke 200 pounds on the first weigh-in, which was hugely emotional for them. And then on this second one,
Wonderland.
Yeah, Wonderland. So she lost 5 pounds, and so she was, she's been getting better in the results. And Bob hugged her. I don't remember that part of the show.
Yeah. So on the last weigh-in, she just said how she's taking her mentality now, where she's going to focus on what's positive and not focus on the negative.
Oh yeah.
And it was just kind of her coming full circle from that little group talk. Yeah. And so Bob hugged her, and I that was a great moment.
And good for Bob to ratchet up the meaning of that experience there, because it could have just gone by, and she said, I'm going to focus on what's positive. But they ratcheted up the drama at that moment. They ratcheted up the whole significance of that event, which I think is going to cause it to stand much more in her consciousness as being a turning point for her. So that was well done. There was a surprise in there. And see, Jackie lost 7 pounds again.
Yeah,
Jackie's kicked. I can't say that. Well, I don't know what I can say. Jackie's kicking, but she's kicking ass. She's doing great. Can I say that? I don't know what I can say that. She's kicking ass. She is.
I think you just saw that motivation from her. I love seeing that motivation from her I think when she was able to get the note from her kid, and how hard she worked, she got addicted to that work. And so
added to her motivation.
Because all of a sudden you know what you're capable of when you're doing it for somebody else. You know what I mean? When you're doing it for that hope, and
and, hope and power, and like she's got that eye of the tiger. That's why I like her. That's why she's become my favorite. Is because
she might be the little dark horse.
She's got this drive in her.
And then so Aaron, but the entire episode you're thinking Aaron's got this, because she's got and you see a positivity and a light coming.
This expectation, like she's gonna nail it. It's gonna be easy.
Now she got to see the boyfriend. She's like super excited, and then
1
boom.
pound.
And of course, before the cutaway, I was like, I bet she lost a lot, because you know how they cut you.
Yeah. But what they do is they do fake cutaways. They'll do cutaways of people's expressions from different people's weigh-ins, so you don't know what's really gonna happen.
So I was like, So they did the cutaway to try to fool me a little bit, but I was like, I'm sure she lost a ton.
Yeah.
And then at this stage, I was a little shocked.
I knew it. She was a little too excited to see her boyfriend.
Exactly.
the song, I was like,
The song.
if you're gonna get up and sing, you're working that week.
Yeah.
The song was fantastic.
I kind of cried. I'm not gonna lie.
She
sad.
wrote the song. I mean, that was her thing. But it kind of felt. Yeah, like if you want to sing the song, you want to win. You don't want to sing on going out. Right?
See, I kind of feel like, I don't know if they edited it the right way, but I feel like she probably sung because she was going out.
No. She was gonna sing.
Right.
She was singing to get to Wonderland. She was gonna sing because she was gonna go under 200 pounds.
Oh, that is right.
They
right.
say. Come on, this was her
Well,
moment
yeah,
in fame in
I
the
know.
spotlight. And you know what? It reminds me of
Because on the show, American Idol or any of those shows, they usually have their last song when they go out.
When they're going, yes.
I feel like she was going out.
Oh, no, because I think she said it before though.
She said she was going to sing one way or the other.
No, she said before, I'm going to sing if I
win.
If I go below 200. But she thought she was going to go well below. She thought it was going to not be the last person.
No, I think it was my understanding that if she got above the yellow line, that she was going to sing, because it was the big thing. And then it turned into no, I lost. And then it was because then Bob said, "Will you sing anyway?" And so then she sang the song. But did you guys see the movie Music and Lyrics?
No.
No.
I feel so
Well, no, it's just that I'm like probably a decade older than anybody in this building. But but for me, they have all these old 80s stars, and they call up Hugh Grant, who's one of the stars of the movie, and they call him up and they're like, "Hey, we want to put you on television." He's like, "Great, what am I going to sing?" And they're like, "Sing," because he was supposed to be like Wham was back in the day, George Michael, right? And they say, but the other guy, not the George Michael in Wham. He says, "What am I going to sing? You want something that moves?" And they're like, "No, you're not going to be singing. It's called Battle of the 80s Has-Beens, and you're going to be boxing." And so he had to go in there, and he was like, "Oh, boxing, okay." So it's their second chance of fame. This is going to sound terrible. I'm so sorry, Erin. I don't mean this in a bad way, but it seemed like this was her chance of this kind of the second chance.
Oh,
And
so she did the Biggest Loser.
Everyone's
So
going to
she
hate
could
me
be.
for that.
I think it could be both. She wanted to lose
She
weight
wanted to get up
and
there
she
and
wanted to
sing.
be
She wanted to-
relevant and
Yes,
sing.
I'm sorry. Forgive me.
No, I honestly think that's her. I think she's a singer.
The story had a point.
I think,
It did.
No, I think singers and like any of us, we express our passions and who we are through whatever that medium is,
That's true.
Okay.
Yeah, like for me, I might say, "I'll give you a free food journal," and
You're much kinder than I was.
No, because when I heard the lyrics of the song, I think she really wanted to sing something to inspire other people because she thought this was her week.
Yeah, maybe.
And in light of the week, it made it so much sadder because
Oh,
I was
yeah.
just like, "Oh my god,
She's
it's really
like,
for you now."
Make it out of the darkness, but
Yeah.
she's
She was
People
in the
were
darkness.
crying.
Exactly.
Because it was for them, but it was just as much for them as it was for her. So.
you guys at
Fallon-
home. Oh, go ahead.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was just going to say to you, you had a redeeming moment in here in my eyes, because no, because when they showed Felicia's backstory, I kind of felt like maybe we were a bit too harsh in the beginning, both Shaka and I, when we're like push her,
Yeah,
and then
yeah.
she has this backstory. It's like, everybody's got more going on than we
what
know.
on the surface. Yeah.
And you were like, back on the first episode, you were like, "Well, Felicia, I would be a little bit more gentle with her." And when you hear what she's gone through,
I feel like there's a reason why anybody is super sensitive, and I feel like I knew there was something more.
Something behind what was happening,
and I feel like Dolvett's a great trainer, but as a great trainer, also, I feel like you need to personally get to know your clients to see what's really going on. And I feel like maybe his team was so big that he didn't individually get to dive in and get to know each one of them. But had Dolvett known more about Felicia, I wonder if he would have pushed her that hard in the beginning.
But he's doing good now. He
Yes,
won the last
he
two.
is.
and she came around, man. She knocked it out of the ballpark. What was her first weigh-in? Her first second was 4 pounds. First was I think that was the one that 7 pounds she lost in her first weigh-in. That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
That's great for her.
Yeah. So you guys at home, I know Allie on Twitter at Tennessee Inhale, you have been watching us. Let us know what you think about the weigh-ins today. What do you think about Aaron? What do you think about Toy going home? We want to know, everything that you're thinking, and all you other viewers out there. Let us know. Please tweet at us, comment, rate, subscribe. On iTunes, rate us 5 stars. And it looks like we are out of time, so let's end the show where they can find us at home and a quick fit tip.
Okay, who's going first?
Shaka.
You can find me online at Shaka Strong, and a quick fit tip is prepare, plan and prepare.
Yes.
Because if you're going out of town, if you're doing something other than your normal routine, plan and prepare.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
Okay, you can find me at legendarylivingdaily.com and at Chris Howard Live. Quick fit tip. Make it a no-fail environment at home. So, if you got a trainer that's there waiting for you, you can't bow out of that because they're waiting for you. Have somebody knocking on your door to come and bring you to work out, you can't back out of that. Make it no-fail.
Yeah. You guys can find me online at fitwithfallon.com, on Twitter at fitwithfallon and Instagram, and on A&E's new show, Fit to Fat to Fit, on Tuesday nights. My fit tip is make goals, short-term goals, long-term goals. Write them down, say them out loud, tell them to friends, family, coworkers, supporters. I think once you start thinking about them, seeing them, speaking them, it comes to life and you'll put in the work. So we appreciate you guys. Make sure to tune in next week, same time, same place, and
same bat channel.
Yes, we will see you later.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.